I really don't know why the microphone sounds like this. Like it sounds really like staticky. But we'll just keep going. I'm sorry, I just took a I just took Hey guys, so what's up? As you can tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about when I was 19, and like that is really triggering for me, but it is what it is. I just want to like talk about my life. So, I guess I'll just give a little context, backstory, or whatever. Um, I graduated high school in 2013, so I started college in my small town at the local community college. When, okay, I'm trying, let me think of how I could explain it to where it makes sense, but I'm not giving too much information away. But like where I live, it's not like there's just like one town. You know how like when you go into like the country or like I guess the Midwest, it's like one town, right? But like where I grew up, it's like there's many different towns in an area. So there's different schools, but they're all part of the same district, but they're in different states. They're in different cities. So um, but they're in the same district. So I started off in college going to the school that was in my hometown. But I did not like it. More on that. I'll do a story time on that, but that doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about, really. I'm just giving some context, some backstory. So, ended up going to another school, same school district, just different city, right? And did that twice. So, like, I went to three different schools. Well, two, but like three different schools. But it's still in the same school district. So, technically, it's the same school, but it's just like a different branch of it. Um, which I guess could be argued about, like, UC Santa Cruz and UC Barbara and UC Berkeley. Like, technically, it's all the same school. It's the University of California, but they're different campuses. So that's like the community college situation. When I stopped going to the community college in my town, um, it would have been January of 2014, so right before I turned 19. I turned 19 in April of 2014, which sounds crazy because that's almost in 10 years. I mean, that's almost been 10 years. Like, that's crazy. So, went to a different school, loved it, right? Sorry, there's like so much going on right now on the notifications, but so went to this new school, and when I did that, it burst my bubble of living in the small town that I grew up in, so that I was able to move about to the other cities. Even though all the cities were close together, for me, I lived on the island, so my small town was surrounded by water, and I didn't drive and I didn't take the bus. But finally, I did start taking the bus and also taking the train, and that led to meeting new people, right? And going places by myself and exploring because, and a little more backstory, when I was in high school, my senior year of high school, I kind of threw it away for this guy, and I was like in a relationship with him, whatever. So when that ended, and like we broke up the day before my college started, I was pretty upset about it. And so that whole semester, it kind of like took me a minute to like adjust. But once I adjusted, like when I switched the schools, I was having so much fun and going places and meeting new people. So one of those people that I met, and I'm trying to think of a name to use so that I don't expose him, but he's not watching this, and he will never watch this, so it doesn't matter anyway. But I'm trying to think of a name. I think I'm gonna go with Brandon, because that's like a typical like white guy name, right? Brandon. So Brandon. So I met Brandon. I met Brandon. It's so funny to me. Met Brandon at the lake. If you are from Oakland, like you know the lake. So it was, fuck, I don't remember exactly what it was, but we had it off. I think it was like Malcolm X Day or something. So the whole city took the day off, and I didn't have class, and so I went to the lake. And I was just sitting by myself. I was probably smoking, and actually, yeah, that's when I was smoking cigarettes. So I was probably just smoking a cigarette, and he just came up to me and he was like, "Hey, I like your outfit," which I can tell you exactly what I was wearing because my style like hasn't really changed and probably won't ever change. But basically, what I like to wear now, like I was super skinny when I was 19. Like obviously, I didn't have a child or anything, so back then, like, and I didn't really eat that much either. Not saying that I eat a lot now, but I really didn't eat then, and like I was really super skinny, so. I was wearing American Apparel high-waisted shorts, the light denim ones, with the cuffs. Yeah, I was wearing those and some jelly shoes, you know, like the clear ones. Not the ones with the heels, just the regular ones. And then I had on a Bart Simpson shirt, but it wasn't just any Bart Simpson shirt. It was the Bart Simpson from back in the day when he was wearing like the blue shirt, and he was saying like, "I'm Bart Simpson, who the hell are you?" Like, that's what he said on the shirt. And I remember it was like a men's shirt, and I had cut it, like cut the shoulders so there was like an off the shoulder top. And yeah, it was really cute. I had a cute outfit on. And I also had this tote bag too, I remember. And it would look like a thank you bag. Like, you know how those retro bags, or even now sometimes, like, well, okay, where I live, plastic bags are outlawed, so they don't have them. But like, in certain places, if you go like to liquor stores, they still have those retro bags that say like thank you, thank you, thank you. So I had a tote bag that said like thank you, thank you. No, but it didn't say thank you. It said no thanks, no thanks, no thanks. And then on the bottom it said like have a nice life with a frowny face. I loved that. Like that was such a cool bag. I wish I still had it, but like honestly, I left it in Florida, so I'll never get it back. But anyway, so I had that outfit on. He told me he liked my outfit, which first red flag, like people, you shouldn't like approach people and just be like, "Hey, I like your outfit." At least not in this situation, because he was an older man and I was only 19. I had just turned 19. Like weeks ago, I literally weeks ago I had just turned 19. Like probably less than a month prior to that. And yeah, so he was like, "I like your outfit, like, can I sit with you?" So we sat down, and then he's like, I think, like, he was like, "Do you want to smoke?" And I was like, "Sure," and he had a pipe and some weed, which, like, looking back, like, the shit that I used to do, like, I would never do some, I'm not gonna say never, but I wouldn't do something like that anymore, especially with, like, how COVID is now and everything, like, times were just different back then, like, and to put in his perspective, it was, like, 10 years ago, but, so yeah, like, we were just smoking and, talking, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to get some food?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So we went to, um, I'm trying to think of what it was called, but it was the guy from Green Day's cafe. It was called Rudy's Can't Fail Cafe, and it used to be next to the Fox Theater. If you're from Oakland, you know what I'm talking about. But it's a diner. It was a diner, but they don't have it anymore. But he took me there, and we had a nice meal, and then I think we did something else, like we got like ice cream or something, and yeah, I just remember thinking like, wow, this guy, like, he probably has a lot of money. Like, I was a kid basically. Like people don't really, like, yeah, you're an adult, I guess, but you're also kind of a kid when you're 19, so yeah. So anyway, we were just like wrapping it up, and he was like, "Do you want to hang out again?" And I was like, "Yeah, like you could come to my school and pick me up." So the next time we hung out, we met in front of my school, and he picked me up, and like we went somewhere to eat. Um, and yeah, and then he was just like, "Oh, do you want to hang out again?" And I was just like, "Yeah, I do want to hang out again." Mind you, like, okay, should I put like some backstory to his life? I guess I should. So Brandon was 30. So he was a decade older than me. So to put things into perspective, I have to think of somebody that is like 11 or 10 or 11 years older than me right now and what they're doing with their life. Probably like we're since I'm a mom and like yeah, like I could maybe see myself dating somebody that age now, but then like when you're 19 and you date someone that's 10 years older than you, like that's just not okay. And there was a lot of red flags that I ignored. And I guess this is another like or this is a way of this is a cautionary tale for some people, I guess. So also, if there's like background noise, I don't know what the fuck's going on outside. There's something going on, I don't know. Just people having a good time, you know. So, yeah, I'm just like thinking about like how it was not okay and there was red flags, but I ignored them because nobody ever really. I mean, so when I was growing up, there was like 17 magazine, right? And there would be articles and stuff, but there was never really times where you would read something and it would be like, don't date someone that's older than you, like how now there is, you know. In fact, I would say it was kind of cool and like it wasn't as frowned upon back then, like especially in the music scene. I remember going to concerts and clubs when I was like 15 years old and men always hitting on me and wanting to be with me and stuff. So yeah, it used to not be as frowned upon as it is now, but that's a whole nother story. It's not okay regardless. This man should not have been with me. But yeah, so like he would say things like, oh, you're so mature for your age, which that's what they'll say. They'll tell you like you're so mature for your age, but even if I was mature for my age, like not mature enough like to be with a man. Like I'm not 30 yet. I haven't hit that line or whatever, whatever they call it. Like I haven't passed that gate yet, but I'm almost 30 and it's like I've learned so much from when I was 19, right? Like I can't imagine like being with someone that's 19, right? Like that's gross as fuck, but he was really attracted to me and like I am an attractive woman, right? Like I was really attractive. I was skinny as fuck and like I looked a little different, you know, but I'm like leading myself now. But yeah, I guess he was attracted to me and he liked my sense of style or my music or whatever, but still not appropriate. And you know what? He had this friend who okay, wait, okay, wait. Backstory on him. So he was not from the Bay Area. He was from Indiana, which is just crazy because like one of my best friends is from Indiana, but I met her later. That doesn't have anything to do with this, except for the fact that they're both from Indiana. So he's from Indiana, very rich family, you know, very wealthy people, nice family, you know. His father was a professor. Who the hell? Oh, okay. Doesn't matter. Who cares? Hurts my soul a little. But I don't know. I'm trying to sell this shirt. It doesn't even matter. It has nothing to do with this conversation, but I just put it online and let it sit. See if someone will buy it. But anyway, that doesn't have anything to do with my story. And it did take this guy a long time to get back to me today about if he wanted to buy it or not, but I don't even care. So, anyway, if I had like editing software, I would just edit that part out, but forget it, just keep going. Don't remember exactly what I was saying. But yeah, so his father was a professor at a university, very esteemed, whatever. And basically, he was just a trust fund baby, you know. There's people like that exist, especially in the Bay Area, you know. And these people, they move from other states to the Bay. And they, you know, they're like, oh, this is so cool, like urban living. Well, you didn't grow up here, you don't really know like the truth about it. And I saw this video too the other day online, and it was like a public service announcement, and it was basically this guy on a train on the not on the train, on the Muni, which is like the buses in San Francisco, and he was listening to these two like hipsters talking, and they're like, oh, I hate San Francisco, blah blah blah, and then the homeless guy was like, well, do you love it? Because you can't hate something if you don't love it or something. I was just like, yeah, I feel that. It was like, how dare these people just move into the Bay and then just talk shit? Like, well, why are you here? Like, you're the reason why it's bad, you know? And I had never been around people that had money before, so being around him was really cool because it's like, oh, just get to um, spend a lot of money and like see how the rich live or whatever, you know, just like, oh, I gotta get something, like, let me just go to Whole Foods, like, because I had never experienced that before, so that was pretty cool to me, you know. It was like, oh, like, this guy, okay, you know, like, he'd get money from his parents every day, and then he would take me shopping, and when we go to, like, nice stores, like, Nordstrom and shit like that, like Macy's, and get like Calvin Klein. Like I had the Calvin Klein underwear sets and shit like that. He got me a MacBook. I had a fucking, like, he took me here to Santa Cruz, and actually he was like the first person, besides like my mom, like as a kid, that took me to Santa Cruz. So this was, you know, and this was a part of the history too. We would go, like I said, on trips. He would take me shopping. He would take me out to nice restaurants, and yeah, just like constantly spend a lot of money on me. So of course, when you're 19, you think like, oh man, this guy, he thinks that I'm mature for my age, and you know, he's just spending all this money on me, and like we're having fun. Like, yeah, like it's fun to like talk to people, right? It's fun to have friends and stuff. Like, it was cool to hang out with him because, mind you, like I had just broken up with my high school boyfriend, so I was like, oh, I need like a companion, and instead of reaching out and finding friends at my college, which I should have done, and like I did after, but like this was like right when I was like getting out of the relationship. Instead of finding friends right then, like I should have, I just like went to another like quote unquote relationship, you know. So yeah, so I was sad, so I was like, oh, here's someone that like I could hang out with or whatever, and it's not like I was like attracted to him, you know, but it was fun to have someone around. And I think that that's like a symptom of like codependency, but I think I really worked on that though. But obviously, when you're 19, like you really don't know about any of that stuff. So yeah, so it was cool to like hang out with him. He smoked pot, and that was another thing. So he lived in these lofts where these artists live, and the guy that owned the loft was James Franco's little brother. And before you ask, no, it wasn't Dave, it was Tom. I think Dave is the other one's name, right? That guy is so attractive. No, it was Tom. It was Tom Franco, and he owned these lofts. So yeah, I just remember like smoking weed with him and fucking. It was just wild. Like, you don't even have to believe me, but it was like it was a time. You know what I mean? Um, like I don't like I like I don't know even like know how to explain it. Like, it's so random, and um yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know how any way to explain it other than, yeah, we used to hang out together, and fucking he would be like, okay, well, I'm okay, Brandon, well, I gotta go because I gotta fly to LA, like, you know, the Oscars are tomorrow, and we're gonna go. Like, what? Like, the fuck? Like, that's wild to me. And like, I used to pay his rent to that guy, so um it was like a rich summer, but then also like he started to act mean towards me, and like one time he raised his voice at me when we were thrifting, so like, yeah, I had to cut it off. Like, man, okay, he was not attractive, but I'm just thinking, like, what if he was attractive? Like, I was so attracted to my son's father. Like, I thought that he was the most handsomest person. Like, there was no other I'm trying to think, like, okay, like, maybe. I don't even, like, no, I don't think so. I was thinking, like, maybe, like, there's some musician, like, I don't know, I'm really attracted to, like, Biggie Smalls or whatever, but yeah, no, like there was nobody I was attracted to more than my ex-husband. Like I just thought that he was the most handsome person. Like when you're in love and like you love a person, like you just yeah. So I'm trying to think, what if I felt that way about this guy? God, can you imagine? Like, thank God. I mean, yeah, he has like money, but still, like, cause he was like an alcoholic, you know, and that's the thing too. Like, he used to buy me alcohol when we would go out to restaurants, and no one ever carded me. Nobody ever, um, like questioned it. Isn't that weird? I'm sure now if I went to a restaurant, I would get carded. You know what I mean? But like when I was 19 and this older man was buying me drinks, like nobody said shit. And these were the first times that I really experienced what being drunk was. Like I really liked that shit, And it's not good. And um yeah, it was not good, but that was the start of it, right? And like he was an alcoholic, but he would try not to drink. Fuck, my thing's on 10%. But when he did drink, like he would drink a lot, and I mean, I know it's a sickness, right? Like I know what that's like. For those of you that do, it's terrible. But that's another reason why I shouldn't have been around him. But like I said, I was only around him for that summer. When school started up, school started up again, and then again after the summer, I was single, right? But not really, because then I met this other guy and I started dating him. So it's like I did date a lot. Like I dated a lot in my youth, like in my early 20s or whatever. Um, but it was actually the guy that I dated after, who I'm gonna call that I dated after Brandon. What did I call him? I didn't think of names before this, but what's the guitarist name from Smashing Pumpkins? Darcy. So yeah, like Darcy, like I met Darcy at my school. Then I started telling him like, yeah, I got this, yeah, I got this MacBook this guy gave to me. Like he takes me shopping, and then Darcy was like, yeah, like that just doesn't seem like what like. So you mean over sugar daddy? And then I was like, well, I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. And he's like, well, don't you think you should ask the guy what the situation is? And I was like, yeah, you're right, you're right. So I went home after school that day, and I remember like calling him Brandon and being like, so what kind of situation is this? And he was like, and I was like, is this like a sugar daddy, sugar baby situation? And then he was like, I mean, if that's how you want to see it, if that's what you want to call it, like, I don't even care. Like, I just like hanging out with you, and like, I just want you in my life. And I was like, and then like, yeah, it pretty much ended. But like, I'm trying to think. There was a point when he had yelled at me at the thrift store when I ended things, and it must have been like that weekend or something. But yeah, so it's not good to not listen to yourself, to not see the red flags or to ignore them. You have to know the red flags though, right? So know them. Don't listen to guys that are older than you that say you're mature for your age, because that's just a line that they use. Yeah, just stay away from older guys. Like, there shouldn't be anybody talking to young girls that are like, geez, I don't even know. Like, if you can buy a drink in a bar, like, you have to date people your age. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that situation. Even I remember like his parents had flown out. Damn, this video is gonna be hella long. It's already 25 minutes. I gotta wrap it up. But yeah, I remember his parents flying out, like meeting his parents. And like I said, they were nice people. We went to Applebee's, which is like so so not classy, but that's where I wanted to go. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know that situation. I guess I just wanted to like share one story from my past and uh, like, and you know what's weird? Okay, I'll add one more thing before I wrap this up because it is really long. Um, my son actually went to school right by where he used to live, like his old neighborhood. He doesn't live in California anymore. But I just remember thinking like, wow, isn't it weird that like 10 years has gone by and now I'm like taking my son to school and like used to had a little party over there with James Franco's brother. Like, I don't know. Yeah. But if anyone yells at you for real, just leave. And I don't know why, like, because I was so attracted to him, I was going to say, like, I don't know why I took all that shit from my son's father. Because he would always yell at me. But you know why? And it's not funny. I don't know why I just laughed. It's because I was attracted to him. Yeah. Well, thanks for listening to like this really thrown together random story. I'm gonna try to do these like a couple times a week where I talk about my past and everything. But I will like disguise people's names and obviously I'm not gonna like dox anyone or anything. But yeah, thanks for listening to this story. I'm totally excited to upload it, and this is like the longest video I've ever recorded. So, thanks for watching. Bye.